Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An RH negative mother carrying an RH positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every RH negative pregnancy.
Wait. What have we observed there in the first innings today? Early morning in India right now. What's the time? The time is 10:08. I'm sure the entire country is awake. What have we witnessed? There was what? India won the first game by a convincing margin. The second one they lost for pure intent. And what we witnessed right now was, I think, so more than intent. Before I go to our expert Tonya Dabir and Brittany Cooper, Brittany is smiling a lot, but let me put down all the stats that we've seen. India broke this particular innings. This is the second highest ODI total for India. This is the highest total by India in World Cups, the highest total in this World Cup by any team, the highest fourth wicket partnership between Harmanpreet Kaur and SMRITI Mandhana. Harmanpreet Kaur becomes the first Indian to score three ODI hundreds, two by SMRITI and Mithali Raj. This is India's best partnership for any wicket at the World Cups. And this is also India's highest World Cup total. Wait. 123 is also the best score by an Indian opener at the World Cup. And Harman's score at the number 5 position is the second highest at the World Cup. The number 1 also we've witnessed this World Cup. That was by Natalie Sewell. I'm really tired by all the stats. I will first go to Brittany Cooper for her reaction about what happened in that India because she tweeted a lot, but neither SMRITI nor Harman, no one listened to what was going on Twitter, and they were just busy smacking the West Indies bowlers for all the criticism that they received the last match. This was very different from India. Brittany, what was your first reaction to what happened?
What a comeback by India. I'm really lost for words because what a beautiful first half of cricket. As you rightfully said, India won their first game, then they lost against New Zealand, and tonight they showed today they showed how capable they are and show that they are still a threat in this World Cup. Tonight showed that you need at least 3 to 4 plans to face India batting lineup.
A lot of people, including say you or a lot of other people I know, might have ruled India out after that loss against New Zealand. But this was very different. People were talking, oh, India is not going to go to semi-finals. They're a finished team. They bat very slow. Sonia, what do you feel? Was it more of a shift in intent, or was it more just because it was SMRITI Mandhana and Harmanpreet Kaur and the way Yastika Bhatia started the innings? It was just that the younger players know what exactly needs to be done. They no more care about, oh, okay, I'm going to get out. They don't care about that. They just care India has to win. Whether we score big or not is not going to be enough.
Yeah, definitely. I think the way Yastika Bhatia started the innings, it definitely eased out a bit of pressure. Rather, I will say more pressure of Smriti definitely going and playing her innings. That was a very compact innings from Smriti and Harman, and the way they accelerated from the beginning itself. It was just a treat to watch. And yeah, you are right on that part that the younger lot is fearless, playing fearless cricket, and they are more than what if I get out. That fear of getting out, I was definitely, that was not seen in any of the youngsters today, not even Yastika, not even Pooja Vastrakar when she came in. And everyone chipped in at the right moment. The acceleration was correct at the right timing. I think today the batting lineup has clicked or ticked all the boxes, I feel.
ticked all the boxes. I'm going to push. Let's start from the very start. Both of you expected Chinel Henry to do very well. The way Yastika Bhatia started against her and those three lovely pull shots to the boundary in that over. Chilean Henry was more than done after those 2 overs. West Indies did use 8 bowlers to their name, which they have very consistently used. Let's start with Yastika's batting. Yastika Bhatia um, did not play the first match, came to open in the second one, batted a bit slow. People told, why is she batting? Why is not Shafali Verma there? Today she comes, smacks 6 fours. Did not even try for a 6. 31 of 21. Brittany, what do you feel? Was this the tipping moment India had in their mind? That Yastika, you go and hit, Smriti will take care of the anchor role.
I'm not sure to why fans were saying that she's a bat slow. If you look at the series against New Zealand, she put on a decent innings, and she was always batting positive. So I'm kind of confused as to say why people thought that she will apply pressure to Smithy. But
I'll tell
tonight,
you. I'll tell you why people say that. It's because the mindset, or generally a human mindset, only thinks about the present. They don't really think about, oh, okay, she did well in the 5 games or 6 games or 10 games. Because even when we see the dropping of Shafali Verma, it does not really make a lot of sense. If you go by the last 10 innings, Shafali has had 4 50-run partnerships at the top of the order, a century partnership at the top of the order, a century partnership again with Yastika at number 3. So Shafali does have 650 plus partnerships at the top of the order, but that's like the thing of the past. So the reason why people are talking is because they think about a very short-term goals, and that's probably the reason why they are thinking about Yastika. Yeah, over to you.
yeah, the good thing about for India is that not a lot of bowlers have video footage of her. Shafali has spent a lot of time in the game now, at least 2 to 3 years in the game, and there are a lot of footage of her to showcase her witness. But they don't have much against Bhatia, and you can see that because that she has no pressure on her shoulder, she just go there, relax, and have fun. She know at the end of the day, it's a toss-up between she and Shafali that's going to open the batting for India. And right now, I don't see Shafali coming back in the 11 anytime soon.
Yastika has probably closed those doors on Shafali Verma, but um, we've talked about Yastika's innings. It's been brilliant. To be very honest, people may see, oh, okay, she only scored 31 in an innings wherein 2 of India's best have scored a century. But mind you, when I say this, that 31 was more than enough in setting that foundation for Smriti and Harman to score those centuries. Let's talk about the other left-hander, opener, batter. A lot has been spoken about Smriti Mandhana, 2-time ICC Cricketer of the Year in the last 4 years. A lot of people still rule her out that she only scores against teams that are weak. This West Indies side by no means is weak. They've beaten the host, they've beaten defending champions England in the first 2 games, come on the back of a solid form. And this is what Smriti Mandhana does to them. She started a bit on the slower side. A lot of people, I have seen a lot of tweets from influencers saying that whenever Smriti Mandhana bats, she's very elegant, this, that. This by no means was that innings of Smriti Mandhana. The first 70 or 80 runs, she had to grind very hard to score those runs, which she generally does not. She easily finds those gaps, but today she had to grind a lot. But after that, after those 70, 75 runs, she was at her fluent best, no doubt about that. And that is what probably a lot of people watched. But Sonia, let's come to Smriti's innings. You watched her a lot at Maharashtra. She does this. And this was her 5th international century. And every time she scored it outside the Indian conditions. She scored it in what people like to call Sena countries. Her second in New Zealand, first was against New Zealand, second was against West Indies. And also, just for a stat perspective, and Brittany may not like it, every time Smriti Mandhana bats against West Indies at a World Cup, she scores a century. Sonia, your thoughts on that Smriti's inning?
I was about to say that that she has got some special affection towards West Indies because in 2017 also same thing happened. But yeah, today was as I said that those innings were a compact, matured cricketer innings. Definitely we can say, and it was entertaining as you rightly said in the later part of the innings. But yeah, definitely I will say once again that the 31 runs from Yastika Bhatia definitely eased that pressure on Smriti from the past two games. And today it was very nice to see the way, even though she was not initially, she was a bit, getting those gaps, but definitely she was going in for those singles, which bit she lacked in the game against New Zealand and Pakistan. But today was a treat to watch. The way she batted, she was a bit more aggressive in the later part. Normally she is the one who is aggressive to right from the start. But today she was, she continued that aggression after her half century, and the way she converted that, you can see, enjoying those the batting with Harman, and they both were actually having a lot of fun time. I guess in the middle.
For a change, I know that Smriti Mandhana hates when she gets out after scoring a 50, because this has happened many a times that she gets out in that 70-80 zone. Today also was that moment, and a lot of people feared that okay, she's going to get out in that 70-80. She even gave a catch at 94, which was dropped. A very tough one, but yeah, it was dropped. Um, but you could see that reaction when she scored that 100. That, yes, this is not what Smriti Mandhana generally does.
Yeah.
Brittany, what do you feel? Did West Indies had a plan to stop Smriti Mandhana, because it never looked like they were even in a position to get her out?
I believe any team plan for Smithy is to get her out early. As you see, as soon as she settles, batting becomes so much easier for her, because after the turnover, the field's open, and she could dictate where she want to hit the ball, and force bowlers to bowl in areas they are not accustomed or don't like to bowl. She played some very beautiful shots. Those sixes, I know if I was on that field, I would have been like, shot boy, because it was just great to watch. And as you said, the passion she showed when she scored that one, you really don't see that from her normally. She was just a helmet and a nice little cute smile, and that was it. But you saw that fish from, because how important that 100 was for her, not only for her but for India. And the fact that their opening partnership haven't been giving them as much runs as they want, but the fact that she bat through the innings is most important for her.
Is most important for her. That is what we've seen. Did not look like she was going to give her wicket today anytime soon. Of course, she did give her wicket at what, 122 odd or something like that. But it was a brilliant innings from Smriti Mandhana, right at the top of the order. She scored a century in the 40th over, still was batting very well. But of course, that is the time you accelerate and you probably get out 123 from 119, 13 fours, two magnificent sixes. Let's take a look at that batting scorecard from India. Not very daunting, not something that Brittany may like. Smriti Mandhana 123, Astika 31. Mithali Deepthi couldn't do really well. For a change, if we see, that's the only time, and probably Rich at the end, wherein the strike rate is going below 100. Otherwise, if you see Smriti Mandhana, Yastika Bhatia, Harmanpreet Kaur, everyone's strike rate is above 100, probably a very good reason. One thing I may have missed, Brittany, the next time you tour India, naan and butter chicken is on me. For people who don't know, they can see our conversation on Twitter. This happened. Brittany wanted Smriti to stop. I was like, let India win today, then we'll meet again in the semi-finals. She asked me for butter chicken and naan, and I have promised her that that's definitely on the cards. Let's take a look at that. The scorecard we've already seen. The good thing about today's innings, everyone for that matter, whosoever played well, was that the strike rate was continuously above 100. We saw Smriti and Harman's partnership we never saw that they were facing a lot of dots. Every time it was more that if you're not able to score fours and sixes, but you had a lot of singles available, 184 run partnership, and if you have more singles, that puts your run rate up. Sonia, what's your thought? Because this is not the India that we generally see. India consumes a lot of dot balls, but this is very different. And this is probably because Smriti and Harman know how to accelerate. And they knew if we are able to keep those singles consistent, fours and sixes are going to come.
Exactly, that's the thing I had mentioned in the last chat as well, that when you are continuously rotating the strike, it becomes difficult for the bowler, especially when you have lefty and righty at the crease. And exactly the thing which they did today, because once they started getting those singles, I think these two batters were seeing the cricket ball as big as a football. When they crossed 50, they were taking the singles as and their own will. They were hitting boundaries at their own will. So that's the what we can say. The good thing, when you take singles, you are getting that breathing time, just to have a feel in that, in the middle. What not pressure, feel the pressure as such, but yeah, you get the time to feel the match, feel the situation, and then you get the thinking time as well. Continuously when you're rotating the strike, it becomes difficult for the bowler as well, and it becomes easier for the batter.
It becomes difficult for the bowlers, it becomes easier for the batters. The thing which you mentioned about football, we had the same discussion in our office while we were watching the match, and my colleague says, oh, right now they are seeing the ball as a football and they're just hitting it. It's kind of very similar references is what I am receiving right now. Let's come down to the other batter. Very common for her to hit a century at a World Cup. She did it in 2013, in 2017, now 2022. Every time she plays a World Cup, she scores 100. But this time, the Indian fans would want, she does not limit herself to only 100, and there are multiple hundreds in this World Cup. You played a lot against Harmanpreet Kaur. Brittany, what do you feel was the difference that Harmanpreet Kaur brought today? Because she came in at a very early stage, 13th over in the innings. Um, Certainly not the time she ideally likes to come. She comes after the 20th over. But this time she came very early, but she was there till the end. Right till the end, she was there. She scored those. She did a brilliant partnership with Smriti Mandhana. Was able to score big runs, and at the same time not uh, the general Harmanpreet Kaur that we see. She scores 10 or 15 runs in 30 balls and then probably accelerates. Today was different. She was scoring singles very consistently and then was smacking fours and sixes at will, which Harmanpreet does at a very general level. What do you feel was the difference today in what we saw Harmanpreet Kaur?
Today, it seemed like she really wanted to bat. If we look at her innings and her scoring shot, she scored all around the ground. She was moving a lot between the wicket, even where when the bowler set her offside field, you see her step out on the offside and hit it to deep squares and stuff like. So you see that every ball she was in the game and she was thinking about West Indies won their last two games and we need to win. The only how we are going to win is if we score over 250, 270 runs. And they have got 300 plus. They know they needed to bat deep. And I find that, the partnership she and Smithy had was exactly what India needed. They complemented each other and they made batting look so easy. I saw Haman even Smith hit some ball from some length that wasn't even half volley, but it just go to show that the confidence was there, and there was time in the ball was coming off the bat so good, and that confidence was there. Just know that this India team that you have to look out now, because they have the two best batters who enjoy the game, because it was only smiles between she and Haman and Smithy on the pitch. So that means once you're out there and you are enjoying the game, unstoppable.
You are unstoppable. The right word Brittany used was complemented very well. Both of them complemented very well. We saw a lot of hugs there. Every time someone hit a six, there was a hug. 50 run partnership, 100 run partnership, each 50, each 100. There was a hug that was exchanged. Completely shows what kind of camaraderie both Smriti Mandhana and Harmanpreet Kaur have together. They are very, very good every time they back together for India. It was just supreme partnership that we witnessed today. They complemented each other so well that India right now have set a mammoth score for the West Indies. Let's talk about let's give some time and see that bowling scorecard of West Indies right now. If I can have that on my screen, we see 8 bowlers there. Only Shamilia Connell finishes. Okay, Helly Matthews and Shamilia Connell both finished their 10 over marks. Shakira Selman, we saw her being injured and being kind of ruled out. 2 wickets for Anisa Mohammed, one for Doughton, one for Aline, one for Matthews, and one for Connell, one for Selman, of course. Shinel Henry being just 2 overs for her. Stefani did not bowl a lot, just 3 overs for her. Brittany, the first question I want to ask you is why 8 bowlers? Do you really need 8 bowlers to bowl? Isn't that a bit too much? I understand that you are getting hit every now and then, but till the time you don't give your bowler that sense of confidence that yes, I am backing you and you have to take me that wicket, certainly somewhere that confidence goes low and they're not able to perform the way they really want.
I think it's just that the fact that they know that they have 8 bowlers on the field right there is that it probably make the skipper underuse bowlers, because if you look at Chanel Henry, she only bowled 2 overs, and I was shocked that she didn't even come back in the end, which was because they have used Chanel Henry to bowl in depth in the past 2 games. So I mean, 2 overs for I believe about 16, 17 runs did not justify that okay, for the rest of the day, Shina Harry is going to have a bad day. For me, I was kind of confused about West Indies' bowling plan. I think the bowling plan they had for New Zealand and England in terms of the opening bowlers was the same thing. They keep bowling that short length. They keep bowling short. Even the catch that Dutton took off Winfield Hill, it was a short wide ball. And game after game, you've seen Connell and Henry bowling that length. And as I messaged someone earlier during the game, I said, India is the first team that made West Indies show up in terms of the line and length they've been bowling. Now, they've been bowling that line and length against New Zealand and England, but England did not, or New Zealand did not capitalize on it. India did, and it showed that 370 runs how it was. So I am not too sure about the bowling plan. As I said, going into this game, the Pacers have took about 18 wickets in these last 2 games. So I was looking for the opening bowlers to at least apply some pressure. But we all know Smith is very strong on her back foot. And looking at the series against New Zealand, Batia is very strong on her back foot. Any little room, either batter get you see. But why bowl that length and you don't have a deep square or at least a straight mid wicket? So reason why I was confused, because you're bowling that length and you don't have the field. I always say when Cornell come to bowl, I prefer she have a gully. If you look at early in the innings, when he hit a ball in the air through gully, I don't understand. Also, the mistake West Indies made, I know Henry was my pick bowler, to look to make a change. For me, I don't think she should have opened to the left-handers because she naturally bowl in swings to the left-hander. Now, if you bowl in swings to the left-hander and you have a strong offside field, and the fact that you came around the wicket, I'm not a certified coach yet, but I think West Indies did not plan properly early in the innings.
Brittany is as confused as a lot of us are. She told a very important point that this is what West Indies did against England and New Zealand. They did not capitalize. India did very well capitalize. When you bowl short lengths to Smriti Mandhana, she's going to put you on back foot. Yastika is going to put a pull shot. Harman is extremely good against spin. You did not have those plans ready. And probably, I should not say this, but do you feel, Sonia, it was also right, not right, it was also um, the right batting opportunity for Smriti and Harman together, with Deepti and Mithali being both out? Did that turn in India's favor? Because generally, if we see, Deepti and Mithali would take more balls and would not rotate as much strike as what we saw Smriti and Harman do. Did that turn in India's favor? Brittany is definitely giving me a thumbs up there that yes, it did turn in India's favor. Sonia, I'm going to ask you because it's more from an Indian perspective comes out.
Basically, more than turning into Harman and Smriti's favor, it was first of all good to see Mithali coming in at number three,
Yeah, that
because
was
that's the
absolutely the point I
yeah,
wanted to see.
because that's the best position she's batted all through. Not that she doesn't score on other positions, but yeah, after that she looked good today. Actually, she started pretty early. She was looking good. Just that one ball, I think she was just looking to take that single. Anyway, but after that, when Deepthi came in, even Deepthi for that matter, today looked very aggressive right from the beginning. So we cannot actually say that it was a right thing coming for Harman and Smriti, but yeah, definitely they made that perfect use of the opportunity, because they everyone knows that they love to bat with each other, and they were having a ball at their batting together. So. Yeah, to certain extent we can say that they capitalized on that opportunity they got. But coming back again to Mithali and Dipti, I will definitely say that it was not the start which they taking lot of balls. They actually started very aggressively, both of them.
Let me just put it on air. I may get trolled for this, but by no means I am saying that it was good that Mithali and Deepthi got out. No, that is
Yeah, yeah,
not
of
my
course.
pointer. My
Yeah.
pointer is more towards, and of course, I completely agree. From what we've seen Mithali Deepthi bat, they definitely do bat those 50s, 70s, 100s of runs. But today, what we saw Mithali and Deepthi bat was very different. They were not at all looking for single, and we saw that the time Mithali got out, she gave a smirk to Smriti that what kind of shot I am getting out to, and
Yeah.
that was very different to see Mithali bat. We did see that Mithali and both Deepthi were clearly showing that intent, and today got out only because they wanted to clear boundaries, they wanted to take singles. All that intent was very clear from every player that batted today. Let's come down to the next innings. Of course, we spoken about 28 minutes for this innings because it was that good. The batters are already on the field, but I'm going to take another 5 minutes. Brittany, first to you. Is this total chaseable? And if so, who are the players that West Indies need to look out for? The
This to-
318 mark.
this total is very traceable. If you look at the past wins, West Indies run rate have been at least hitting 5.3. This run rate is just over 6. So all West Indies need to do is not allow that mammoth of dot balls, which is 25 plus over, that have hurt them in the two games. So yes, West Indies is very capable of chasing the score. Once they put the head down and bat and take a pitch out of Hammond and Smittyberg, I believe that no, they are capable. And the good thing about it, West Indies have a little more power in their middle order and experience that could carry them. So just bat long.
Just bat as long as possible. Who is the player that you want to see? Uh, if that player does not score, West Indies is not chasing. There has to be one player who's going to be there. Yes, if like for that matter, India had Smriti and Harman, and that's the reason probably that 317 is on board. Uh, so there has to be a player from West Indies or two players from West Indies that if these two or this player bats well, then West Indies is chasing this. If not, it's going to be very difficult for West Indies to chase.
I believe Stephanie Taylor is going to deliver tonight. I think she's was pretty upset about obviously it was a great ball extra bounce, but she knows she haven't delivered for the team, and being the kind of person she always want to deliver for the team. And I know she's one of the best players of spin of the team, and we know India is going to come hard at that in the middle. So I know she's going to really look to try to make runs. So for me, Stephanie Taylor.
Stephanie Taylor, do you want to see Stephanie Taylor at number 3 today? After Matthews and Dottin at the opening slot, do you want to see Stephanie Taylor at number 3? The reason I ask this is because the score is big. You don't want a lot of dot balls, because if you want Stephanie to score majority of your runs, you need to give her the maximum number of balls.
As a player, I always want Stephanie at 3. I know that sometimes within team setup, you have to adjust and to try to find the right chemistry and lengthening pattern. But I have always loved Stephanie batting at 3 in ODI. No matter who is in the team, she's that player who will steady. Amelia Kerr is the Stephanie Taylor for me right now that I want to see in West Indies batting lineup. I understand that you want to find the right chemistry and get, but I think Stephanie plays her best cricket in ODI's batting 3.
Stephanie plays her best cricket batting at number 3 in ODI. Sonia, now let's come down to the Indian bowlers. Do you feel this is a good enough total? And if so, how many runs should India win it? Because I know that you are going to say that India is going to win this. I'm going to ask you by how many runs India should win this.
Yeah, I am sure they will be trying to restrict West Indies as early as possible because of the run rate they will want to improve upon. And of course, they will be going for, I feel that they will be going for the wickets right from the beginning itself.
Yeah, right from the beginning, I'm going to ask you how many runs they are going to win this
Oh,
by. 100, 150, 150.
No,
What
definitely. 150 looks a bit too much, definitely, because West Indies has got a good batting lineup as well. But definitely between 70 to 80 runs at least.
Between 70 to 80 runs, at least India should be winning this, is what Sonia predicts.
Yes.
That's certainly huge if that happens, because if you just see the way India has played this World Cup, they won more than 100 runs against Pakistan, lost against New Zealand, comes back, wins 70, 80 runs against an informed West Indies who just beaten New Zealand and England. That's going to be massive. We will definitely meet at the post-match show. All three of us want to watch the match. Everyone wants to. So all the viewers, let's tune in to the match and come back to the post-show. If Stephanie Taylor performs well, wins it or not, I don't know, but I'm going to have a special segment on her at the post-match show. I'm going to ask a lot of questions to Brittany about Stephanie, because I leave it here. A lot of people say that Sachin Tendulkar is probably the greatest men's cricketer ever, but I have a feeling that Jack Callis is definitely up there, if not more, because of the number of runs and wickets he's done. Same way,
best all-rounder. Yeah, best.
I'll say best cricketer because he does both. So for me, Stephanie is definitely Stephanie is definitely the best women cricketer there is, because of the number of runs she's scored and the number of wickets she's taken. So let's talk about this in the post-match show. Till then, thank you for joining us for the mid-show. Let's see if West Indies is able to chase 318 or if India is going to win another mammoth total. Thank you and see you at the post-match show.